Judas came to your parents' house.
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah, my dad. Then they arrested my dad later because they said that he was the one, or I don't know, like they said that he was the one that was doing it all or whatever. But it's on video on Rotbake. You can check it out for yourself. Rotbake.
I've seen some videos.
You can go on the site yourself and you can see it. He handed me outside. He handed me to the cops, but they didn't take me. They ran away like pigs.
I understand. One of the problems with what is probably going to happen, trying to include a bunch of issues, is unfortunately your mom and dad made statements on recorded phone calls threatening to kill police officers or things like that.
Well, my mom. I mean, that doesn't really matter. My mom's trying to protect you. I mean, she'll say anything to.
I understand. She probably didn't really mean that.
Yeah,
she was saying it because she was mad.
I guess. And under Florida state law, the parents can do anything to protect the child or the minor.
I know what you're quoting, and there is a statute in there that says if you are concealing them because they're. I understand what you're saying there.
Yeah.
You believe you felt safer at your parents' house, and your parents felt you were.
Yeah. Then Jay Taylor, he specifically, my child advocate, he specifically said that it's okay for me to stay there. He told himself that it's okay for me to stay there. Then when I went back to school, I was attacked by 3 officers. I was attacked.
When they arrested you or detained you because you had a missing person report.
Yeah, but I wasn't missing. They knew where I was at.
I got you. But they need to me. I'm just trying to explain those.
And they had no right to touch me at all.
Well, they did because the judge signed an order.
It was a fake judge. It was the family court, was it not?
It was Judge Tesh.
Yeah, family court. No, she's a part of the family court, was she not? She's been doing family court for like what, the past 20 years or something. Yeah, she's a I know she is a family court.
Well, she used to.
And she signed it. She's a fake judge. We even have it on video.
Let me tell you, she's not a fake judge because she.
Then why did they run away? Aren't they in? Why did the cops run away on the video then?
They ran away because they didn't want to escalate the situation.
But they had a court order, did they not?
They could, but
yeah, they had a court. Then they should have tucked me. They should have tucked me.
They were trying to be nice.
No, they were not. Is it being nice slamming you into the wall? Is it being nice cutting you and saying you're going to put me in the hospital? Is it nice putting my dad in jail for 6 months? They put my dad in jail for 6 months, and they put him in a shit cell, literally with shit. They didn't give him water for 3 days.
I understand, and that's why I'm just trying to talk to you about
this. You know what? And they did to my dad. They were going to have him in jail for like a year because he missed a court date. People miss court dates. Pedophiles only get like 2 years in jail.
Well,
they rape children. They get 2 years in jail. My dad gets like half that time when he did basically nothing. He did nothing. We have it all on video.
But the judge did that. If you don't show up to court, again, it's all about
okay, yes. You didn't, but people miss court all the time. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, but it's not that big of a deal. You don't go in jail for a year.
You don't go in jail until your case is resolved.
Yeah, but you don't go in jail for a year. You don't go in jail and be tortured. They tortured my dad in there. They tried to kill him. They refused to. They give him a shit cup, and that's what Mark Ober is allowing. This is what that's what the DA is allowing. They're allowing this. They're allowing the police to beat up children like me. They're mistreating my little sister. They told my little sister cried.
I love you, Abby. Daddy's heart is broken.
But I'm not breaking any law.
Daddy's heart is broken. He misses you so much. He misses you so much, Abby. Abby, he misses you.
My arms, and she told me how bad her foster parents were treating her, and then they have the nerve to do this. They have the nerve to they took away my dad's parents' rights illegally. He was in jail. He couldn't show up to the court.
Well, okay, I understand how upset you are, the whole situation. The bottom line, let me try to explain for you for your own benefit when you're getting older and stuff. Even if you disagree with something, it's easier to work a situation out if you don't aggressively argue.
Yeah, I'm not aggressively arguing.
Not you. I'm saying it's Mason.
Okay.
Your dad was on the video. He was very aggressive.
Cindy, let him say that again. What is the Child Protective Services?
Investigation Division.
Yes?
Their responsibility is
Yes?
to protect children in the state of Florida.
That's the stupidest thing I've heard in 7 months.
Okay.
freaking.
They're the one who's covering up all the abuse. There's Brandon. Don't make us out to be criminals. We're not obstructing any justice. There's no justice here, but we're not obstructing your job. There's Brandon. Handcuff him, hog tie him, do whatever you like.
Do that stuff. Why would I want to do that stuff to him?
What do you mean you don't want to? You choose not to?
Why would I want to handcuff him?
You just said you don't want to do that stuff to him. Can you? Do you have the ability to?
I don't want to handcuff him.
You don't want to, but you're saying you can do that.
After the protest,
But it's not illegal to protest.
No, but you have to understand that there are consequences.
Like what? Like what?
This is a consequence.
You protest and there's the consequences, so you never see your. That doesn't make any sense at all. That's just stupid. That's beyond crazy. That's retarded.
Okay, well, we're living in it, aren't we?
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's right.
If you'd done the case plan, we wouldn't be.
Well, why do you have to do the case plan to see your own children? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the law.
This is not the law. They can't just take your children for not having electricity. Is that the law? For them to take your children for not...
It is.
No, look.
Aggressive and
How?
yelling.
Wait, what video? What video was he?
Just the videos that you've seen too. It's just because it's if he would have just
He wasn't. And even if he was aggressive, that doesn't allow him. That doesn't make you. That doesn't make the police officers just arrest you.
I know, but I'm saying I'm just talking to you, just
Yeah,
like
okay.
me and you,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not personally.
Yeah.
Futurely, in the future for your self benefit, I would think you're just you're being a little argumentative. I'm just trying to talk to you about the
Okay.
situation.
Yeah, but that's like why I came here to like tell you.
I understand that your situation it's made you very upset.
Yeah. And I want to see my brother. They won't let me see my brother. My sister's been over a year. They're calling me dangerous and a criminal.
The problem is with that again and again, I'm just trying to be helpful.
Yeah, okay.
Is your parents won't cooperate with what they.
It's because they're writing false narratives. It's because they're breaking law. Everything they're doing is breaking the law. We have everything on video. That's why we record everything.
But the problem is they want to just argue instead of if the situation is, hey, you get your son back.
They're not going to give my little sister or brother back because she's worth $250,000. She's not going to give her back when they're making 80,000 bonuses. And you know that. You know that's what they do. That's what the family courts and the CPS do.
What I'll tell you is, sometimes they can make you jump through too many hoops to do this. But if you really want your kids back, instead of fighting, they should just jump through those hoops.
No, it's because they're not going to give them back regardless. They're never going to give them. When my parents, this is all because they protest. They said that they're never going to see their children again and that they're upsetting the wrong people.
After the protest,
But it's not illegal to protest.
No, but you have to understand that there are consequences.
Like what? Like what?
This is a consequence. Okay, well, we're living in it, aren't we?
Back up.
All right, Judge.
Behind the pillar. Okay, you need to back up.
This is freedom of speech.
It's freedom of speech.
That's right. As long as you're back.
As long as you're on that side of these pillars.
How? Why can't it be on that side though?
Because this is courthouse property. That's
But
public
can't we
property.
have freedom of speech everywhere?
Back up to the
Do
sidewalk.
not touch my son because you already hurt him.
Okay. And
Do not talk to my son.
You already beat me up once. You guys attacked me twice. I was attacked twice by you guys.
These officers allow
Okay.
my son to get beat up. Not by one officer, not two, three.
Are you okay with
There's
raping
no
poor
right
families?
to come out here and harass my son.
them with your cell phone. Stay back onto the sidewalk.
It's freedom of speech. Everywhere in America is freedom of speech. If we enter that courtroom, you don't have freedom of speech. You don't have any rights. You don't have the Constitution, the Bill of Rights.
That's right.
Yes.
But why can't we go past that line?
Because this is the county property, the county court.
Yeah, but don't we have freedom of speech in the courthouse? Do we have? Wait, can you answer my question though? Do we have freedom? Okay, go on. Okay, don't talk. Let her
As
talk.
long as you're on that side of the pylons, you can stand out here and protest all you want.
Yeah, but like,
On this side, you're going to be in the courthouse property.
Yeah, but-
You're not allowed to
okay.
protest on the courthouse
yeah, but we have freedom of speech in the courthouse, don't we?
No, not on the courthouse property, but out here on the...
So we don't have freedom of speech on the courthouse property?
You are not allowed to protest on the courthouse
Okay,
property.
I know that. You're avoiding my question though. You're avoiding my question. Because I'm asking if you have freedom of speech in the courthouse. That's what I'm not asking about that. I'm asking about in the courthouse.
Yes, you are
Yeah, okay.
When you protest,
Yes.
you have to go on that side.
Okay.
If you continue to come over here, you guys are going to be arrested. Okay?
But I just want you to. Is there freedom of speech?
You have it on recording, and you guys are being recorded court as well.
I know we are. We have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide. Why do you think we're here? Why do you think we're showing the sign? You guys hide everything. You cover up things. You cover up. You molest children and you cover it up. That's sick. We have nothing to hide. Then all of that is because of that. You're upset. Who's the wrong people? Do you know that? Who?
Probably the people that are
the wrong people
making the decisions about their kids.
Yeah. Why would they say that for protesting? You're upsetting the wrong people. No one should. No one.
And that's why, because they don't. Because the impression they're getting from your parents is this yelling, mean impression. They don't want.
Yeah, it's because what they're doing is illegal.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They're just butting heads. So why would you follow a criminal's orders? That's what they are. They're thugs. They're thugs with guns. That's all they are. And I'm thinking you're getting again. I'm just remembering. I think you're getting a bit. I don't want to say brainwashed. That's
I'm not brainwashed.
Too strong of a word.
Parents are gonna die. You know how sick that. You know how crazy that is.
I have never said anything even remotely like that.
A baby like Abby, she's 6-7 years old, will never say that about her mother or her father, that they were gonna die. Who told her that then? Who told her that? Who said that? Aren't you her child advocate? Shouldn't you know? Shouldn't you know? You should know. If you didn't say it, then who knew? You're her child advocate, aren't you? You're her protector. You're supposed to keep her safe. Like you're brainwashing my little sister. Jay Taylor, Jay Taylor, my little sister's child advocate, said that her parents were gonna die, and he even told me to shut up about it. What do liars do when you confront them about it? They get angry. They naturally get angry, do they not? We have that unrecorded. Him yelling at me.
Your parents, on all the videos I've shown, and let me just finish this. I've watched a lot of these videos. In none of the videos do I ever hear one of the officers raise their voice. But throughout the entire videos, both your mom and dad are.
It's because they're scared. It's because they're scared.
Come over here, man.
You can't touch me.
Please don't hurt my son. No.
Ma'am, stop.
Do not
Watch him.
hurt my
Watch him.
son.
Hey, Rose, watch him in the door.
You have no right to touch me.
Do not.
Here's my hand.
Talk to you. Come over here.
Let go of me.
Okay, come on over
Oh,
here.
do not hurt my son.
Listen. Make it
Oh my God.
What am I doing to break the law? What am I
You're
doing?
not. I want to talk to you over here.
So then
Okay.
why are you touching me? Because you have no right to touch me. Do you? Do you not have no...
Ma'am, put your hands behind your back.
Why am I being arrested? Why am I being arrested for? Why am I being arrested?
Ma'am, stop for a second. Please.
I want to
Stop.
ask
Calm
you,
down.
why am I being
Stop.
arrested for what?
We're going to
Calm down and we'll explain
These
it
people
to you.
are such
You can't-
animals.
You can't do this.
I am not going to jail.
These people are so animals. They do this to so many families.
I want to know why.
Do you think I'm a coward for standing behind this door? No.
All right, we're taking them up. You swing his hand around.
I'm not going to hurt you.
For yourself if this dad's a criminal. All right, let's start out here. I made contact with Mrs. Gunn and attempted to explain the court order. All right, now remember that supposed court order. Now, you and I know that this was a family court order. It wasn't a real court order for her son, Brandon. While I was explaining the court order to Mrs. Gunn, I was being recorded by Mr. Scott on his iPhone. Mrs. Scott stated several times that her son was not going to go with you because we beat him. Well, that seemed like it was a legitimate reason for mom not to let her son go with him. I mean, wouldn't any of you do the same thing? So that right there probably should have expunged both of us from any criminal activity. But let's go on. I informed that I contacted Lieutenant Fogarty via the radio and updated him on the incident. I was informed that Mrs. Scon and Mr. Scon were to be taken into custody for obstruction. Now remember that. Watch the video. Watch what happened. See, they decided right away that they were going to arrest us, even though I was a locked behind door. If you watch the video, you maybe have thought, well, why is this cowardly dad locked behind the door? He must be a real wuss. Well, I did it on purpose because I told my wife right when this first started, when all this started, they're always after the daddies. And guess what? They are. So what did I do? I pushed my wife and my son out, and I locked the door so I was safely and secure in the house. But according to them, they were going to arrest me for obstruction. What did I do? I called 911. I threw my children out. I threw my wife out. I helped them. If you watch the video, you see they ran away. They left Brandon there alone. They had a supposed, what was that word? Court order? Remember that court order. But it's family court, and we all know that family court isn't a real order. It isn't backed by any law. So anyways, this shows you how corrupt they are. They were going to arrest us for obstruction to begin with. Even though you can clearly see on what just happened in the Rotbake video and Runaway Pig.
Where are you guys going? You have a court order. Come on.
Yeah, don't you have a court order?
You have a court order. Walk away, you animals. You're not going to hurt anybody's family again. You prey upon the poor. This is
my safety and their kids' safety.
But you're talking about who's getting angry, saying who's lying. You just said that.
What?
You said, what do liars do? They get angry.
Yes, I know it.
No one in the video said your parents are getting
It's because they're naturally angry because what they're doing is breaking the law. So that's why they're getting. There's a different reason between. There's no lie being told there. How's that? There's no lie. That's completely different upon what I'm saying.
I understand. It makes sense to get angry when you believe your kids are being harmed.
And that's what happened. I was attacked twice. That's a natural way to get. That's what naturally parents would do. They would get angry about it, would they not? That's why they were yelling, would they not?
Listen, and what you're not getting, I'm agreeing with you. I agree with you on that. What I'm trying to tell you is for you and your family's benefit, don't record a video calling cops pigs saying you're going to kill these motherfucking pigs and post it on the internet.
That's what they are. They're pigs. They run away like pigs. They're scum. You're telling me that?
You think all law enforcement officers?
Yes, they're order followers. You know what that means? All they do is follow the law. I mean, they're commanding officers. It doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. They don't have a conscience. They just follow what their officers tell them.
Being sworn in, by getting a badge, that makes you a bad
and they even admit that they're unconstitutional and they're unlawful. They don't follow the Constitution. They don't follow the law. They make up their own laws and they arrest people and they beat up children like me for no reason.
So every single one of the millions of law enforcement officers in this country are bad people.
All the good officers that are good, they quit because of how bad it is. That's why there's no good officers.
And what do you? But see, you're just making very overly broad generalizations.
It's not. It's a fact. That is fact.
Yeah, I'm just again, not even about this case. Let me just make a statement. I don't just for your you're young. I've been young. I think for your own personal benefit, you shouldn't go walking around with the attitude. It's over broad general.
No, it's true though. It's a fact. That's what they do. That's how they make money. They make arrests. How do you think they get their paycheck? They make arrests, and if they're not going to make arrests, if there's no criminals, if there's not many criminals, then they're not going to get paid.
They don't have to make arrests to get paid.
Yeah, they do other things, such as making arrests.
I mean, they make arrests when they find someone that commits a law offense. But and let me tell you this: there are definitely bad cops, no doubt about it. There are bad cops.
Yeah.
But I've done this. I've been defense attorney on the other side. I grew up with people that are in law enforcement. Most of them are good.
No, not most of them. They're bad. They may seem like good, but they aren't.
There's definitely ones that are just totally bad. There's ones that are good, but having the gun and the badge goes to their head, and so they're like, I'm big bad in charge. They're with that attitude. There's all the above, but just having this attitude that you're a cop, you're bad, I hate you. That's not good for you. That's not a good way to live.
But it's the fact, though. It's the truth. It is.
You're saying
they may not all be as bad, but they're all bad people.
You're just like saying all cooks are bad people because they charge for me to eat food. You're just like saying all cooks are bad people because they charge for me to eat.
No.
Just like saying all cooks are bad people because they charge for me to eat. All cooks are bad people because they charge for me to eat.
No, that doesn't make sense. That's completely different.
Well, it doesn't make sense that all cops are bad people.
Because they're order followers. You know what that is, right? They follow orders. They follow the commanding officer. It doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. They don't have a conscience. They just follow it, regardless of the situation. Thing to do with law enforcement. That has nothing to do with.
So why are you saying law enforcement?
Because that's what they do. Because that's what they do. They're thugs with guns. That's all they are.
You're again.
Okay. No one cares. Okay. forget about this conversation. Like, let's talk about my dad.
Okay, what I'm saying about the thing again is, where we are kind of going all over the place.
Yeah.
But generally, the system is not perfect at all. The system with kids, but the system is designed to make sure kids are safe. So when they take your kids,
If you didn't say it, then who knew?
Everyone talk to her.
You're her child advocate, aren't you? You're her protector. You're supposed to keep her safe. You're supposed to keep her safe.
To show you, I've seen so much horrible things from the state, from Florida, from the CPS, from the family courts, but this is by far the worst thing I've seen. The children have a bond with one another. That means Alex and Abby, the 6-year-old and 13-year-old, the ones they want to keep, and may have a minimum bond with their older sibling, Brandon, who turns 18 on July 7, 2016. They're saying that Abby, who loves Brandon so much, doesn't love her, doesn't love him. Just a minimal bond. This is how sick these people are.
The building.
Outside the building. Why can't I just wait here?
Because anyone that's not visiting they can't wait in here.
Why not?
It's a safety precaution.
How's it a safety? I'm nowhere near. It's my brother and sister. I'm dangerous to them now.
Well, you're
I'm
already
dangerous.
raising your voice.
I'm dangerous to my brother and sister. They're not my family anymore.
They're still your family.
Then how come I can't see them?
Because you're not on a court order.
Why do I have to be on a court order to see my own brother and sister? Do you even know how crazy that sounds?
It does
You know how
sound
stupid
crazy,
that sounds?
But that's just the way it is, and I'm sorry, but you're going to have to leave.
way, they're going to say, you got to do X, Y, and Z to get your kids back. They're going to say, you got to do X, Y, and Z to get your kids back. And I just think they're right, and they may be right. I don't know the situation that happened. They could totally be right,
Yeah.
but they're not going to give the kids back unless you follow X, Y, and Z. So, but the problem is, instead of following that, they want to say, no, I'm right, you're wrong, and just butt heads. So
It's because what they're doing is wrong, though.
That's what I'm saying, but that's unfortunately the system was designed to be right, but it may not work perfectly every time.
Well, it was designed to make money. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. It's stealing children.
You're hearing these.
You know this. You've been working. How long have you been? How long have you?
This, and you're hearing these phrases. Yeah. Yeah.
You talk to when you get a chance.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
You're hearing someone say these things to you, and you're young, and so you're just believing it without doing your own.
Yep.
All cooks are bad people because they charge for me to eat.
No, regardless
Cooks
of the
follow
situation.
lead chefs all.
No, I'm not. I've seen it with my own eyes what they're doing. I've been attacked twice. I know what they're doing. You guys put my dad in jail for 6 months. You tortured him.
The judge put him in jail because, and let me tell you, he probably got treated bad in jail.
They tortured him. He was treated worse than criminals. That's what they did to him.
He was probably treated bad because
they took away his parental rights illegally. Like I want to see my brother and my sister, but they won't allow me.
Because they got to do these things. They got to do what they tell them.
Tell me the law that says that I can't see my brother or my sister. Tell me the law.
I don't know anything.
Then how can they do this? Why do we have to follow thugs? Why do we have to follow criminals?
I don't have anything to do with that case about that. This with your brothers and stuff.
Okay.
What the issue is here is what this criminal case is about. Is you were ordered by the judge to be in this.
By a fake judge. A family court. You know, family courts aren't real courts. You know that, right?
It's under the circuit court. It is a real court.
No, it's a fake court. Family courts, they're not real courts. You know that.
I know.
You know that.
I know that it is a real court.
No, it's not a real court. It's fake courts and fake judges.
No, it's in the statute.
And all of the fake courts, all those family judges, they're all infested into the criminal courts. So even the criminal courts are not even real courts. Because they're all infested by the family courts because they rule everything. They own everything.
See, you've heard these phrases and making these statements.
No, it's true. And you know it's true. I can tell by the way you're smiling and how you're...
I'm smiling because people are telling you stuff. And
no,
you're just...
I can tell by your body language that you know what I'm saying is the truth. I can tell. I can read you like a book. I know you know what I'm saying is the truth. And I know that they shouldn't have put my dad in jail for 6 months and tortured him there.
No, you're unfortunately... Again, I feel bad for your whole family situation going on, but you're not right. You're wrong about it.
I'm wrong?
Yes, I love you. I love you, Abby. Daddy's heart is broken.
But I'm not breaking any law.
Daddy's heart is broken. He misses you so much. He misses you so much, Abby. Abby, he misses you. Alex.
Do you still remember that happy face when she first was talking to me? Now look what they're doing to her, and look what face she's making.
Well, that's... I know I'm not Alex. Alex?
Okay, just 1 second.
I know I've not been the best brother, but I want to tell you that how much I love you.
Any law.
But you're breaking the rules.
But my
Alex.
son isn't being
Abby?
I understand that it's not being
I love you so much, Abby.
Abby, just say I love you. Just say I love you.
How are you, Abby?
Abby.
They said I'm dangerous, Abby, that I can't see you.
Just say I love you.
They said that I don't love you. But I do love you, Abby and Alex.
Ma'am, it's not right, though.
They put Dad in jail for 6 months. Dad was in jail for 6 months.
But as you can see, this is what they do to families in America. Just look at my sister and see how happy she is, and you decide who's dangerous to them. Me for loving my little sister and my brother, or them for telling them that their parents are dead or gonna die and that we don't love them, and not allowing me to see them.
Whole family situation going on,
Yeah.
but you're not right. You're wrong about it.
I'm wrong? How am I wrong? They're breaking the laws. That makes me wrong? They attack me, that makes me wrong?
I think
How does that make me wrong then?
I'm agreeing with you on first. If the cop shoved you around when it's for no reason,
Yeah, there was 3 cops in school. I was trying to learn at school. I was sent into a small little room, like a little closeted room with 3 officers. Why would 3 officers need to come for 1 child? 3 officers? Isn't 1 officer sufficient enough? But 3?
Well, they always send a backup.
3. Well, why do they? I'm a child, am I? Isn't even 2 enough? Why do they need 3?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Why don't you know? I mean, it's because you know what they did to me.
Maybe they used too much force. I'm not trying to argue with you about
And then
it.
even on the police report, we have the police report. The deputy Nolan said his badges flew off. How did they fall off? Like what happened?
Well, I just got out of jail after 6 months. I spent 6 months in jail for protecting my son, and I probably might have to do another 6 months in jail. Well, anyways, this is why one of the original reasons why, not the reason, but one of the original reasons. My son was attacked and beat up at school. He came home to us, but when he was at school, this is the report of what happened. Now, I know you weren't there. You don't know really what happened, but just listen to your heart. Listen and look at the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department, and you can know in your heart that they're full of it. All right? So they got a pickup ordered for Brandon. He was at school. Being at school, I think, is where he was supposed to be. But they decided to take him back to the group home. And so they didn't arrest Brandon, but they put him in handcuffs. Why would you get put in handcuffs unless you're not arrested? And what law did Brandon break? None. Brandon physically and verbally resisted taking his backpack off. As part of the report. All right. What person wouldn't physically resist? Why would he have to take his backpack off? He was at school. Why did Gaither High School allow him to be abused and harassed by these cops in the first place? He was where he was supposed to be, at school, trying to learn. Not being attacked by the state, but trying to learn. This Deputy Nolan, Master Deputy Nolan, now look at this part. This is really where you see corruption. Master Deputy Nolan and I, whoever I is, they don't state who that is, escorted Brandon to the floor. Wow. Generally, when I escort someone, I hold their hand and we walk out gently to the door. Escorted. I didn't realize that meant attack and beat up, but let's go on. After a short time. Now, listen, I don't know anything about being a cop. I have no idea how they fill out police reports. But I know as a fact, 99% of that after a short time is not a technical police report. During that short time, where is the police report for that? Can you say cover up? Can you say hidden? I mean, come on. Enough said. That is just after a short time. And are there any cops watching this? You write after a short time when events occur? Generally, you write after a short time when nothing occurred. But do you write after a short time when nothing occurred? Bull. The handcuffs were secured on Brandon after a short time. Well, why did it take a short? It takes a few seconds. But now let's go further to see what the Sheriff Gee and the 13th District Court Prosecutor's Office, let's see what they're having Daddy in jail for 6 months for. While Brandon was resisting, he somehow received a small laceration on his hand that I cleaned for him and placed a Band-Aid on. Well, man, these people are awesome. They put a Band-Aid on his hand. Here's what really happened. Brandon had scratches all over his body. Nobody took any pictures of him. Nobody helped him. And he sent them to us. And we have those pictures still. They attacked him and then beat him up. All right? And nobody took a report. Nobody did anything to help him. Now just think about what they just said after a short time. But then they don't explain. Then they go on to explain what happened after the short time. Resisting and somehow received a small laceration on his hands that he cleaned. Also during the incident, Master Deputy Nolan had his name tag and medals torn off of his uniform shirt. Somehow. Well, ask yourself, who is this person that did it? He somehow got his, well, obviously they're implying that Brandon did it. I mean, did Master Deputy Nolan, was he drinking that day? I mean, what happened? Obviously they're implying that Brandon tore off his medals. And God, I mean, what could he have possibly gotten a medal for? I mean, this guy who attacks children at school and Sheriff Gee gives him medals? Tells you what kind of man that sheriff is. Brandon was escorted to Master Deputy Nolan's police patrol car and secured in the back seat. What is this? Oh, wait, I wrote that. It says arrested in the back seat. I have no further information. Oh, I wrote that question mark. They have plenty of information. Brandon went to school where he was supposed to be. The school, Gaither High School, allowed him to be attacked, brutally attacked, and we have the pictures to prove it. He was beaten up, they covered up the story, and they arrested him. Why? Why? What did he do wrong? But here's another question. What did his father do wrong for protecting his son and calling 911? You know what he did wrong? He protested. And I spent 6 months in jail. And I had to plead guilty to not obstruction. But guess what? Right in front of the court, my corrupt lawyer decided to switch the plea to contributing to the delinquency of a minor. So not only, and if I break any kind of rule, I don't even have to break a rule. They can come arrest me at any time. I'm on parole. It's so corrupt on the parole. And I'll spend another 6 months in just one. This isn't the only time they attacked him. This isn't the only time they attacked my family or my wife or me. This is going on and on and on for a year and a half. And I ask you why? Why does it have to go on? Why does my child have to be like this? Don't you see yours is next? They still have my Alex, who's 14. They still have my little baby girl, Abby, they're trying to sell. They already illegally stole my parental rights because they arrested me, put me in jail, and didn't let me go to court. Do you understand? My lawyer laughed and said, yeah, they'll overturn that instantly. You'll get your parental rights back. But I won't get my parental rights back if nobody hears my cry. Because Daddy would rather cry than you bastards out there hearing my children cry. I don't want that. Please, someone out there, wake up and help my family. If you know someone that
he didn't even write. He didn't even say. Like, how did he completely disregarded how his badges came off and all his medals. I mean, and that's what kind of deputy that's what kind of sheriff David Gee is. He gives medals to to officers who beat up children? That's disgusting. That's sick.
What is your what is your plan for the future? What is your what is your plan for the future? What do you want to do? What is your what is your plan for the future? What do you want to do?
That's off topic. That doesn't matter.
No, I was wanting to talk to you kind of personally about this.
Well, I mean, that doesn't matter though. So it doesn't need to really be talked about. I'm gonna talk about my mom's case, like her court jury or whatever.
Yeah, well, I was kind of told her attorney, Jen Stroke, that I just wanted to talk to you about this, see what your opinion on everything was.
Well, it's not my opinion. It's fact. What they're doing. What they're doing. It's fact. That's why it's all. You saw the videos yourself, so you know what I'm saying is the truth.
Well, again, in the videos, the officers are very calm and collected the whole time, and your parents are screaming and yelling and cussing the whole time.
Yeah, it's because they're.
My son's 10 years old. Alright.
I'm not worried about your son. I want your old man. Where's he at?
He's not here.
Where's he at?
I don't know.
Okay.
What did my husband do?
They can go to put her in jail if y'all don't stop telling me the truth. So, do you want to start telling me the truth or not?
What did my
It's a
husband
$50,000 bond. All right, move back.
What did my family do?
Come out with your hands out right now. If you make me go inside, you're going to get tased. Come out with your hands out. I'm not going to hurt yourself. Can you just watch this door? Is he in this room?
My family is here. Please.
All right, open up. Open up or I'm going to kick you down. Get on the ground right now. Get on the ground right now.
They're scared for their children's safety. Wouldn't you be if your children were attacked by officers and they came to your house trying to steal your children illegally? Would you not be? Would you just hand your children over and just be like, oh here, take my kids? Would you give your kids some bandits that just walk by and then we're gonna steal your children?
Well, I would follow the system and I wouldn't scream and argue and threaten to kill the police. You know, I would be
that's like complete. That's like she didn't mean to say that, or well, but she's like a mom. She's a mother in understate Florida law. She could do that if she potentially wanted to protect her children. If these police officers did this, she could technically, under the Florida state law, she could kill the officers or anyone in her way that's harming her children. So I mean, so you bringing that up it doesn't really have any relevance to anything.
Well, you made a big point about saying about how someone acts when they're lying.
I know.
Talking about the cops, but that's a complete contradiction to all the videos. Though.
Because they're naturally parents. Like I already explained this to you. Naturally, and that they're not. What are they lying about? That's not a sign of lying when.
Well, let me just we'll finish up here soon. I don't want to be on forever, but just tell me, what do you plan on?
That doesn't matter. I want to talk about. You guys put my Mark Ober, the district attorney. He's allowing all of this, and you guys aren't doing anything about it. Like you guys are accountable for this, and you guys are gonna go to jail for like what you guys are doing. You guys are beating up children. You put my dad in jail for 6 months. 6 months. Then the court, the judge. I don't remember her name, but the judge who she straight up lied to my dad. She said that it was supposed to only be obstruction that he was going to plead to, but they blackmailed my dad into child delinquency. They're calling me a delinquent. What have I done to be a delinquent? I haven't broken any laws. You see what they're doing?
It was a contributing to
the delinquency of I'm a delinquent. That's what it means. And how's he contributing? He did nothing. There's no video on all the videos he did. On that video that you said that the parents were getting angry where the cops came to our house. That video. My dad was inside. He shut the door. Did he not shut the door? And he shoved me out. And he said that the cops can take He said that the cops can take me, but.
There's Brandon. Don't make us out to be criminals. We're not obstructing any justice. There's no justice here, but we're not obstructing your job. There's Brandon. Handcuff him. Hog tie him. Do whatever you like.
I refuse to. But I refuse to go with him. My dad, it's on video of my dad being in the house doing nothing. All he did was sit in the house being a coward. That's what my dad did. He sat in the house and he allowed the cops to do this. He allowed the cops to take me, but I refused. And then they were going to originally arrest my dad. They come back in the middle of the night and arrest my mom. And then my dad has to go look for her because he's worried about her. That's what these people do. They're thugs. And you guys are accountable for this. Mark Ober, the district attorney. He's accountable for this, and he will. And it's completely illegal what they're doing. You know what they're doing is illegal. It's illegal that they put my dad in 6 months and they tortured him, and they're gonna try to put my mom in jail for what? She's done nothing wrong. That's on the 27th, I believe the court is.
Hers is next week.
The 27th. And she's done what has she? They have nothing even on her. They're not even gonna plan to do the court because they know what they're doing is wrong.
Okay, let's walk back out. Okay, let's walk back out. Okay, let's walk back out.
You guys attack children. You guys think you can get away with this?
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it run and make. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that has been given to me. I can see inside you the sickness is rising. Don't try to deny what you feel. Will you give it to me? It seems that all that was good